everyone for joining us today. An amazing day for the Sydney Flames and all of Hoops Capital to finally have our all-star recruit this off-season and newly crowned WNBA champion, Cayla George, with us today. It's exciting. She landed last night and straight on court with coach, and we're just really thrilled to be able to have her not only with us this season, but just the success she's had over the last couple of years. You know, WNBL champion, MVP, and now WNBA champion. It's rare that you get someone of her caliber to want to come play for us, and the fact that we've been able to do so this year is just a really exciting time. So for her to be able to land in preparation for Friday's game against Perth, we're just really excited to be here. So thank you all for coming in, and I'll pass it off to the person of the day.
Hello. Thank you. What an intro. Sorry, just kicking my
Cayla, welcome. You seem thrilled yourself. How excited are you to be here and playing for the Flames?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this chapter, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of my family down next week as well. My husband and my dogs. I've just got me and Pearlie here right now. Just straight off a plane from America, straight to Cairns, straight to Sydney, straight to Perth. So love a bit of frequent flyer points, but no, I'm really happy to be here. This club has been amazing. While I've been, prepping to come here and been in another country, so just making things really easy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the girls and training tomorrow with them. And I know most of them. I'll meet a few fresh faces, and they'll all meet Pearl, or see Pearl again. I'm looking forward to seeing Tess. We've played together for over 20 years. I've known her since under 14, so there's a big connection with Tess, I imagine. So I'm really looking forward to just connecting with her in particular, and to be back with guys, really exciting too.
Why come home now, and why Sydney?
Why not? No. Honestly, I think change can be really positive, and I honestly never thought I'd leave Melbourne. I thought I'd finish my career there, and I'm actually just really excited to be here and start a fresh chapter and be back with Guy, like I said, and play with Tess and Lozzie, my Opal's girls that I've played with for a minute with the national squad. And I think it's exciting. Like I'm 34, but I feel like I'm playing the best basketball of my career. So I've got my daughter who's watching me on the sidelines, which also gives me a lot of motivation. And so I think Sydney's a beautiful city, and I took about 300 tunnels this morning and sat in about 4 hours of traffic, but hey, I'm still happy to be here.
Still get used to that.
Yeah, I told you, welcome to Sydney.
All right, thank you.
You said 34 years young.
I don't act any older.
That's fine.
Yeah, very much younger.
Why do you think you're playing the best basketball of your career now?
I think as you get older, you just get to know your body a bit more. You're mentally just like figuring it out a bit easier. And I think for me in particular, Pearl was definitely a huge asset to my life. Just gives me good perspective, and I credited my MVP season to her, MVP Pearl. So and I know going into the World Cup, I knew I was getting Pearl as well, so I played a pretty okay tournament there too, which ended up getting me the Vegas gig. So look, everything I do is for her, and I don't even think about basketball when I'm at home with her, because I'm feeding her, I'm getting her sorted, changing her nappy, all that stuff. So you know how it goes, all the mothers and fathers out there. So I think just being more aware of my surroundings and just knowing life a bit better, I guess, in my 34 years young.
How much better can you
Glass ceiling. No. Honestly, I'll never stop trying to improve my game. I never think that I'm good enough to just stay idle, and that's a big reason why I wanted to be around Guy and be around people that make me better and that I can help make better as well. So I think it's an all-in effort in that regard. So I think I answered your question. Sorry, I've had not a lot of sleep. Did I answer it? Yeah, great.
Have you touched on the Opal connection and playing constantly with those sort of players in the build-up to Paris? Is that going to be crucial to go better than quarterfinals in both your Olympic team?
Stinger, yes. Yes, definitely. I love, like I just mentioned, I played with Tess for over 2 decades, and Loz is a big part of the squad too. We've got young gun Shanice Swain as well who's in the squad, so there's definitely some good guards pushing, good players pushing for spots come Paris. So I think that's definitely really important for cohesion and culturally. I think us Aussies do culturally well, but it helps when you're together a lot too. I'm excited to play with all of them and to hopefully do one better, maybe 2 better at the Olympics, because we've been out of medal at the World Cup last year, and the World Cup before that we came second. So I think there's definitely potential. I think we just need to knuckle down and make sure that we can get it done. It's as simple as that.
And Chloe touched on you being in the form of your career best form. Is that gold medal what's driving you now that you've achieved so many
Honestly, I've done a lot of amazing things in my career. I've been really blessed. I've won all over the world. I've got medals from World Cups. The only thing I don't have now they've got the WNBA championship, is an Olympic medal. So I don't really care what colour it is, to be honest. They're really hard to get. It doesn't matter how good you are. Tournament play can be brutal. So you really have to be so switched on and have quick bounce backs, even more than you've ever had before in your life. And an Olympic Games is probably, I think, a bit more than a World Cup, because it's the Olympics. You know, everyone dreams to play the Olympics. A lot of people. So I think, I'd love to win any colour, but gold's always the goal.
You had a chance to reflect on the last sort of battle of the WNBA championship and think for anything game forward?
I haven't even had time to blink. Honestly, a small bit of reflection, pinching myself all the time, like how that transpired was wild. I got the call from Becky Hammond 2 days before the game, because we knew that Kia was out. And obviously in Chelsea Gray as well, and I knew Alicia would step in for Chelsea. I actually messaged Kia, and she spoke to me and was like, "Oh, just be ready." And I was like, "All right, mate, like, I got you, I've got your back, sis," as us Aussies do. I got the call from Becky, and I was in the gym just like prepping for, my mindset was pre-season Flames as well a little bit, because I hadn't had a lot of playing time there, particularly in the playoffs. Towards the back end of the season I was getting like 10, sometimes 15 minutes, but playoffs was like not a whole lot, and that's fine. So I was just prepping as I was, and in the gym at 7:39 I got the call from Becky, and she's like, "Hey, we're going to start you," just as simple as that. There's nothing else. "Hey, we're going to start you on Wednesday." I was like, "Okay, got you, great." I got off the phone, I was like, "Right, probably shouldn't lift as hard." Okay, great. So it was as simple as that, and I'm 34 years old. It's not my first rodeo. It was my first game for final start, but I've been in big games before, Olympics and World Cups and even WNBA finals, and at the end of the day, it's just a game. One flips on the other. Don't look at Gucci Row and all the stars on the, just play. So even though my first three-pointer almost broke the backboard, it was good just to get a couple shots up before a few went in. Hadn't played in a minute, I had to, get the cobwebs out.
You said you hadn't had time to blink, but did you get some time you've had time to celebrate?
Some of the girls went on a 4 or 5 day bender. I think you might have seen, I missed it, but the girls went to Usher the other night in Vegas. So look, the parade was incredible too. There was like 40,000 people screaming, "Pearl, Pearl!" So I was like, hi. But no, it was cool. It was an event. But I didn't go too hard because I'm a mum, I'm sensible. But no, it was definitely a lot of bottles after the game in our locker room, the big goggles, and so that was all really cool. But honestly, just feeling really blessed to be able to be a part of such a cool moment. So still reflecting, and I probably always will.
You spoke to Sandy Brondello at all since it happened?
Yeah, so before the game 4, she obviously knew I was starting, I was warming up. We hadn't really spoken a whole lot because it's pretty tense, right? I did catch her before game 2 in Vegas, like in the hallway, and we kind of like kissed and like peace sign, like, hey. But that was kind of it. And usually every other time we played New York, we'd like reach out and, "Hey, we catch up for dinner," blah, blah, blah. But this time we didn't, and before game 4, like I mentioned, she looked at me, smiled and winked, and I was like, like focus. And then after the game, like, I had every intent to go and see her, but by the time we came up from the mosh pit on the floor of just like bodies celebrating, it all escaped the floor. So why wouldn't you? Don't want to stay and watch that, I guess. But I messaged her, so she messaged me about 1 in the morning, just giving me a huge congratulations message. So always really respectful. I've got a lot of love for Sandy, and we've got a massive year coming up, so it's amazing. I'm excited for it.
How much has Pearl changed your life?
Are you a parent?
Yes.
Yeah. She's just, she's incredible. She brings so many smiles to everyone that she's around. She's like a big light, and she only knows travel. She's been on like 100 flights. I wish I was exaggerating. She's probably over 100 now. And she's just been around amazing elite athletes, a lot of them women. They're all aunties. So, I can't complain, like, what a life she has. She's done more than a lot of people have in their entire life, and she just turned 1 a couple weeks ago. So, she's definitely a game changer for sure.
Yeah, when you were saying before, like when you're at home, it's like, "Mom, we changing that."
Yeah.
So do you feel like there's are you putting less pressure on yourself for basketball, and maybe that's why everything's kind of become...
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's always an element of pressure, but there's just definitely less because it's not about me. I'm not a selfish person, but as athletes, I think any athlete, no matter what code you're in, you're selfish, right? To go after your goals, you've got to be selfish. But yeah, there's an element of less pressure because I've got her, and I just don't have to be so consumed off court with just basketball. So I can kind of turn off a bit.
And basketball getting better.
Yeah, well, that's good. Might have to have another baby now.
What are the differences between the WNBA and the WNBA?
Yeah, so the WNBA is definitely the best league in the world. There's a lot of just amazing athletes there. It's faster paced, there's stronger athletes, they jump higher, it's an incredible game. And I think the WNBA is not far off. But I think, yeah, the WNBA is definitely the best league in the world for sure. But yeah, like I said, the WNBA is definitely top 3 with EuroLeague for sure.